Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video I want to walk through how to choose your tech stack. Oftentimes you've heard about various types of tech. You heard about UI UX design, data science, you've heard of coding, you heard of mobile development, back end, front end, cybersecurity, and you're confused. Which one should you choose? Which aspect of tech appeals best to you? So in this video, by the end of this video, you will know how to choose your tech stack, what to look out for, and the processes to go through so that you will choose something that aligns with your personality and you'll be able to do it full time without burning out. First of all, when people hear about tech, what comes to their mind is coding. Yes, coding is a big part of tech, but it is not the only part. There are different aspects of tech. There is the analytical aspect, there is the creative aspect, there is the management aspect, there is the sales, the support aspect of tech. So all these are different aspects of tech. So coding is not the only aspect of tech. So you must not code before you say, okay, I'm in tech, right? So how do you identify the one that aligns with you? The first thing you want to do is to identify your strengths. What are your strengths? What are your interests? What are the things that appeal best to you? For example, are you more of a creative? Do you find more joy in designing things? If that is the case, then you may want to look at UI UX design. The UI UX designers are the people that design the interface, they are the people that design the interface of the web applications or the mobile applications that we use. If you are more of a creative, you find yourself doing better as a UI UX designer, or as a game designer, or as a content creator. These are creative aspects of tech that you can pick up. Also, there is the analytical aspect of tech where you have things like data analysis, you have cybersecurity, you have cloud engineering. These are the aspects that has to do with analyzing what is going on. How is it affecting businesses? How is it affecting interaction? How is it affecting the internet? If you're more of an analytical person, you would want to go into data analysis or cybersecurity or cloud engineering and those kind of things. If you see yourself as more of a problem solver, then you see that you do well in software engineering, software development, where you build applications, come up with algorithms to solve particular problems. We also have the DevOps, where you're dealing with hosting of servers, hosting of websites, ensuring that they are running smoothly, that there is no lag, ensuring that the database is properly connected, all those kind of things. So if you're more of the problem solver, you will find yourself doing better in development, in software development. And if you are more of a people's person, if you like interacting with people, if you like teaching, if you like coordinating things, you find yourself doing better in product management or in tech sales or marketing. So these are various aspects that you may consider. So first thing you want to do is, what are your strengths? What are the things that align best with your interest? Once you have found that, then you go on to the next step. The second step is to research your career prospects. If you want to work, if your aim of going to tech is to work for somebody or to work for companies, if you want to find out if there are jobs in that particular field. Are there jobs in AI? Are there jobs in UI UX? Are there jobs in cloud development, in software development, in front end, back end, mobile? Find out what the career prospects are. How much can you make? What is the prospect like internationally and locally? This will help you to decide which to choose also, because apart from your strengths and interests, you will also want something that has prospects of paying you in the long term. Personally, when I wanted to do software development, one of the things that moved me into it is the fact that I could actually build something and become independent. I could create a startup, I could build an app. I saw the prospect of becoming self-employed, and that was one of the reasons that prompted me to learn software engineering, right? So you want to find out what are the prospects in this thing. How can I do it long term? How long can I do it? Will I make money from it? Because in the long run, we all want to make money solving problems. The next thing you want to consider also is the learning curve. How long will it take you to learn it? And how much time are you willing to commit? Some will take longer, some will take shorter time. It all depends on your tech stack. For example, if you're learning software engineering, if you just want to learn development, maybe just back end or front end, it will take you a lot shorter time, maybe 6 months to 1 year, and you're good to go. You start building products. But if you want to learn the entire software engineering, like you want to understand what really is going on, both from the front end, the back end, the DevOps, hosting, all the networking, all those aspects of software engineering. If you really want to go deeper into it, it is going to take you longer time to learn. So you want to consider the learning curve and consider also how much time you want to put in to learn. Some will demand more of your time than others. So if you have time on your hand, you may not really consider the time aspect. But if you see that you are fully engaged, you're working full time, and you're looking at something that you could learn on the side, then you want to consider the time, the learning curve. How long will it take you to learn? The next thing you want to do is to test whichever field you have chosen. Go into software engineering, spend the next 2, 3 weeks on it, and find out if really it is what you want to do. Sometimes you think that you want to do data analysis, you get into it and you're like, oh, this is not what I want. Or you get into designing UI UX design and you find out that this is not exactly what you want. So sometimes you may need to test it out. Test it and find out whether it is truly what you want to do. You may be fascinated about cybersecurity and then you get into it and maybe just few weeks down the line you are discouraged. You begin to learn that it is not as you expected it to be, right? So I would recommend that you test it, go a little bit into it and find out if it appeals to you. If it appeals to you, you'll know. If you find joy doing it, you will know. For example, when I got into software engineering, I started from just start with normal HTML, and it was interesting to me because I could see what I was doing. I was beginning to understand the logic and build things, and it was making sense to me, and that was why I was able to commit much time into it. I spent more than 2 years learning, and I'm still learning, right? So if you have interest, if it aligns with your interest, the time will not really matter. But what you need to do, first of all, before you go in full time, test out different aspects. Find out what they do, how much they can make, if there are job prospects. Go into it, and if it doesn't align with you, you can quickly withdraw and go into other aspects of tech as well. And then the last thing you want to consider is your long-term goals. What are your long-term goals? Will this thing fit into your long-term goals? If you're going into data analysis, do you see yourself doing data analysis for the next 10, 15 years? Does it does it fit into your agenda? Will it allow you, maybe you have a plan of working remotely? Will you be able to work remotely as a data analyst? Will you be able to work remotely as a mobile developer? Will you be able to work remotely as a cybersecurity analyst? So these are some of the things you want to consider. If you already have your long-term goals and maybe your long-term goals is to work in a top four company like Amazon, like Google, Facebook, Meta, and the rest. If you have such goals, will this tech path you are choosing take you there? If it will take you there, fine and good. If you feel that it will not take you there, you may want to adjust and choose something else. So a quick recap, first of all, you want to find out what aligns with your interest. Then you research if there are prospects in that particular field, if the people are making money there, if there are people there that are making money, or if they are frustrated. You want to find out before you get in. And then Once you found out that there is prospect, you want to consider the learning curve. How much time do you have on your hand? Can you commit long term to it? If so, go right ahead. But if not, you want to consider something that will allow you, maybe has a shorter learning curve, or maybe your background is such that it will be easier for you to do design or copywriting or content creation, creative design, than maybe your background and will allow you is such that it is better, it will be easier for you to do tech sales than web development. So you want to consider all those things and then you look at how do they all fit into your long-term plans. And with that, you'll be able to make up your decision and then choose one and go into it. But mind you, even though you start with software engineering, you can also switch later on. You can still move into another aspect of tech as time goes on. There are people who started with UI UX design and then they transition into front end design, and now they have these two skills in one. Or there are some who started with front end and then they added back end to it. So you are not limited, but you are someone who is starting out. You want to start with one aspect, commit to it, learn the fundamentals, begin to put it to practice before you think of switching if you want to switch. Otherwise, you put in for the long term, search for jobs in that particular field, and the sky is the limit. If you find this type of content useful, I encourage you to like, subscribe to this channel because I draw videos like this. And if you're a mobile developer, if you're an Apple developer, and you're trying to get to create your account on Apple or developer account with Google, and you're having issues with DUNS number, you can always reach out to me. I'll be able to get DUNS number for your business within 3 to 5 business days. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.